Hello, and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. So today, bloody camera's you're not seeing it, are you? Yeah. So, today we're reviewing that fella, just there, Camden Hell's Lager. And, what the hell's a Hell's Lager? So I'll read that in a minute. So first off, let's get it open, eh? Because while it's sat there, you know, there's a first. And the wife's watching Maleficent, and to be honest, I sat down, started watching it, actually really got into it. So I need to watch it from the beginning. It's nice to actually see a film that you haven't watched before. It actually looks quite interesting. I wasn't really up for it, but having seen it, yeah. So, put this back there you go. So, shall we call it a straw to light gold pour, whitehead. Very much typical light malt aromas. And it says it's a lager, it's unpasteurised. Alcohol content of 4.6%, an IBU of 29. The malt is a Pilsner malt, it would be, wouldn't it? Hops are Pearl and Hallertauer Tradition. So, it says here, Hell's is the love child of our two favourite German beer styles, Hell's and Pilsner. Clean, crisp and dry, it's the beer we always wanted to drink and the reason we started our brewery. I hope you agree. And going on, it says that in German the word lager means to store, and our Hell's Lager spends 4 weeks in the tank. This is the proper length of time for lagering, the right amount of time for a Hell's to acquire great depth of flavour and enough time to grow a pretty decent beard. Yeah, I suppose so. I need a shave. So, it goes on, and yeah. This lager here has won International Brewing Awards Champion Keg Lager 2013, Bronze Medal European Beer Star 2013, and International Brewing Awards 2015. Not bad for a 9-year-old. So, you know. And it's someone's asking here, what is a Hell's Lager? And it just sounds like something from a really bad place down below, doesn't it? Hell's, or Hell, is a traditional German pale lager beer, produced chiefly in the southern Germany, particularly Munich. The German word Hell can be translated as bright, light or pale. So there you have it. Eh? And if you didn't know that, well, we're all learning something. Nice twang to it straight away. A little bit of spice, pepperiness there. Nice bit of bitterness. Okay, that colour me interested. That's actually quite a nice lager. It's got, obviously, typical light malt aroma, but in the taste, it's got complexities in the taste. You don't really get in a lot of lagers, to be fair. Wow, wow, wow. Not a brewery I know a lot about. I've seen the beers, obviously on the shelves, and if I can get past that screen, let's have a look at the beers then. So they've got Hell's Lager's the core range. Oh, does it go that way? Present. It just keeps saying the same chuffing beer. So they've got Harvest Hell's Lager. Why am I keep seeing the same? Oh, here we go. Harvest Hell's Lager. Hell's in Hibernation. Beer 2019. Some interesting names amongst all these. Bloomin' Hell's Lager. Strawberry Hell's Forever Lager. Now that sounds interesting. Always wanted to do a strawberry lager or beer. To the pub. So let's have a look at the present again then. Right. So, Pale Ale, Camden Pale Ale. So the names are very, what's the word? Different. Off menu IPA. Weeknight Lager. I've had that before. So I think it's slightly lower ABV. Gentleman's Wit. Show Off Lager. Ink Stout. Unfiltered Hell's Lager. And Your Nearest Beer. So anyway, that's enough of that. So it's now Saturday night. Hopefully these will come out in order. Depends when I upload them. And I'll try and get one on. I've done 3 beer reviews today. What was it 4? No, I posted 2 from yesterday and I'm on the 3rd today. So it's Saturday, you're allowed. I've just seen that Leeds have made it through to the Championship. I don't really care for the team, but I know the dirty bleeders. We've had them against Nottingham Forest and some of the stuff they've got away with. And let's be fair, the referees, they've got all the technology these days. If they're playing dirty and that, they should be sorted for it. There's no, there's no excuse these days. Although you look at some of the stuff, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, of all people, what they get away with. I've always wondered why great footballers need to cheat. Jump on the floor. Neymar, flipping one of the world's best footballers, jumps on the floor like a twat. Someone goes near him and you think to yourself, why would you do it? Let your skill shine through. You don't need to be jumping on the floor and rolling around for 20 minutes. I mean, Jurgen Klinsmann, he was another with a tackle on him, and he rolled over about 15 times, and you think to yourself, come on. And, I know obviously there's an amount of cheating to win a game, but in my opinion there's no point for it. It just ruins the game. And obviously as a Nottingham Forest fan, hopefully we'll get into the playoffs tomorrow. And we already know Derby aren't going to the playoffs. I apologise to any Derby fans out there. Personally, I'm all for all the East Midlands teams in the Premiership, because boy, it needs a shake-up. The Manchesters and the Liverpool, not Liverpool only just won it, but the Manchester and the London clubs have dominated it for too many years now. It's time for a resurgence from all over the country. And we've got a good manager. I dare say we still need more players, but at least it's looking good this year. We've had a lot of crap managers, but then again we had Faraz Asari, and he was one of the worst owners in football. The stuff that he was doing, the dodgy dealings that he was doing. And yet he still saved the club after Doughty passed away. And Doughty wanted rid of Forest, because obviously the cost and that. And so, in a lot of ways you have to thank him for some of what he did, but maybe not all. With football teams, when they sell decent players, you think to yourself, selling players when they've just reached their potential, do they need to sell them? A lot of the time there's no need. And you look at Barcelona, they don't sell their best players unless they fell out, but that's it. But anyway, moving on. This is a really tasty lager. I don't know a lot about the company itself. I don't know anything about the lager. Never had it before, first time, and yet, obviously typical light malt aroma, but the taste, it's got some good taste to it. Certainly interesting, And if you've never had this before and you like your Pilsners, your German stuff, you know, a very interesting lager. If you're a fan of the Fosters and Carling, etc., having a glass of this might get you onto the more finer lagers out there. And it's funny, with beers and lagers, ciders, etc., just because something is the best selling in the world doesn't mean it's the best tasting, not by a long shot. A lot of the time it just means the marketing's better. Look at whiskies. In England, the UK, when I worked at Sainsbury's, the likes of Jack Daniels was a massive seller. Bell's whiskey, Famous Grouse. They were the three biggest on the whiskey side of things. On the vodka side of things, Russian Standard, Smirnoff. On the gin, Gordon's gin was, you know, runaway leader in there. Greenall's sold a bit, but Gordon's was the main one. Obviously, on the Irish cream liqueurs, Bailey's by a mile. On the Amarettos, Di Serrano, again by quite a country mile there. On the rums, Bacardi all day long. You know, the clear Bacardi, the white Bacardi as you'd call it probably. Blanca, meaning white. And yeah, there were certain ones. Was that because they were best tasting? No, not really. Probably Bailey's is probably the best tasting though. But a lot of it's just down to the fact that the marketing is, the budgets for marketing to get the price down are much higher. And if you've never worked in a shop, and until I worked in the shop, I didn't know this. You see the plinth, you see the promotional plinths around the shop, and a lot of the time, more than a lot of the time, companies pay to have their products on them promotional plinths. And it's a thing, you know, you don't realise this goes off in the world. And we used to have reps come in and dress the shelves, make sure every bit of stock for that promotional product was out. Both on the shelf, the normal shelf where it lives, and on the plinth. That was in them days. In these days, you go to Sainsbury's and, well, it's ramshackle compared to what it used to be. I met some great friends, and in the good, I would say the good 3 years I was there, at the 5, I had 3 good years. And yeah, met some lifelong friends. I even went in today, and all of a sudden it's like, hello Billy, you know, and the smile on their faces just warms you up that people are out there who know you, remember you, and are very friendly to you, you know. Not all evil in the world, thank God. Oh, somebody's burning something. So we've got, I don't know if the Marks and Spencers are, this is their new play, shall we say. Marks and Spencers obviously do their food halls. And we've got one in Nottingham, well it's in IKEA, it's on the Nottingham Derby border. And yeah, in the IKEA park there's a new Marks and Spencers opened up, but it's massive. Normally Marks and Spencers, quite small stores. Not even as big as Lidl and Aldi stores. This one at least twice the size of the normal stores, with a big restaurant area and that. And it's opening, I think it's opening today. It's certainly opening sometime soon anyway. I'm going to pop over next Saturday, check the beer section out, and if it's increased its capacity of beers, I might even grab some photos or take my video camera, but sometimes they're a bit funny about you videoing in stalls. There was at Sainsbury's, they didn't like people taking photographs and videoing, so you have to be careful on that. Although I always send my daughter to like the likes of their own bargains, taking photographs. So I'm hoping that the the range of beers is going to be much, and ciders, etc., is going to be much more better. And it saves me trying to go into Nottingham city centre, which, to be honest, city centres, I'm not interested anymore. The problem with city centres is all the idiots hang out there. All the idiots were nice, trying to knife each other's. It's all coming back every day now on the news. I have an app on my Facebook called it's a page I like called West Bridgeford Wire, and I know the bloke who runs it is a decent bloke. But the news from Nottingham every day, stabbings and that, and when the start of lockdown there was nothing, and now all of a sudden all the idiot stuff is coming back to the front, and you think to yourself, can't even bother to put myself in that situation. Go to the outside shopping centres, and you don't get any of that because all the idiots seem to congregate in Nottingham city centre, which is great. better off there than anywhere near me. So really enjoying that taste. The twang in the back end. Oh, it's got something to it. It's not a craft lager in that shape. It's not trying to bring flavour in that, but the twang it's got is interesting nonetheless. Oh, so hot tub tonight again. We leave it running now 24 hours a day because we were told, and I hope my cousin's right, otherwise we're going to get a shocking bill. The best thing to do is actually, if you're going to be using it day after day, is to actually leave it running, because it stops it going ridiculously cold for you to try and warm it all the way back up again using more electricity. But if you have it on the heat you require, and as soon as it drops down, it heats it back up, it trickles it back up, so it never actually goes too cold. And hopefully it's right, because if it isn't, I'm going to have an absolute bastard of a bill. And next time I see him, there'll be words, or at least a moan. It bloody cost me a fortune, you'll bloody leave it on. I mean, to be honest, if the weather's crap for a week, we look at the weather and think, oh, sod that. If it's going to be raining and the temperature drops, it's like, oh no, stuff the gazebo, let the hot tub, drop down and that. But like today, it's 19 degrees today, it's overcast, it's a bit miserable. But the hot tub's on 40, we'll get in there and have an hour and, chill out. It's great for your back. And, we bought it in 2018 in the middle of the droughts. Middle of that drought in 2018, when the job I was working for at the time, not the job I'm with, I was with that company for 4 years, and most of the time it was okay. But anyway, an area called Tollerton in Nottingham, their council there, they wanted these grass areas spraying off or whatever, and putting this meadow matting down, and it's basically wildflowers, but in like a turf. And anyway, we put the first lot down, and the bloke who was from the council got a bit over amorous with the area, and so we put all the turf he gave us that he actually ordered into the first area, because the Pratt made the areas too big. So that took amazing. That was fine. Then we tried to order some more, couldn't get any till the middle of June. By that time we were in the middle of a drought, proper drought. And my boss has come to me and says, you've got to put this meadow matting down. I says, you're joking, aren't you? He says, it ain't going to do out in this. We're in the middle of a drought. It's going nowhere. It's going to die. No. Got to do it. Got to go down. I says, I'm a gardener. I'm telling you now, it's going to die. There's no amount of water you can put on that's going to stop it. Won't listen to me. So we put the meadow matting down, and got somebody watering it with us. And I was basically watering for 6 weeks continuous. Must have cost my firm a fortune. There's no way they made any money on it. and it died. And despite my best efforts, it died. But the funny thing is, it did actually come back in the end the following year, and it came back because of our watering. I put loads of my own seeds on that I'd harvested from antirrhinums and all sorts, and it actually came back pretty decent in the end. But there's a lesson to be learnt there. Something crawling on my roof. And you know, after having rats underneath my house, I get freaked out, something seriously. Oh, that's been an adventure. It's still very much a traditional lager, you know, still in that same category as Stella, Budweiser, Foster's and all them. But obviously, light malt nose. That's a bit of a twang. And something a bit different. It says it's got kettle hops here, and the yeast is a Bavarian lager yeast. So, basically, it's like most of the lagers out there on the nose. On the taste, it's got a bit of something to it, a little bit of complexity to it, a bit of interesting. But that's only my view, you know. 4.6%, nice strength for a lager as well. Certainly in that traditional zone for lagers. So, out of 5. For me, I thought the taste had a bit more to it than standard stuff. It did feel a little bit bland towards the end. Maybe it's because I've been talking for 20 odd minutes and that. But yeah. But overall, would I drink it again? Yes. Would I like to get it from a pub? Definitely. I'd like to get it on draft, see how it cooks. Because sometimes the stuff on draft, you know, it's better tasting than the stuff in bottles. So out of 5. For me, a good lager, better than the standard stuff, and around about 4.2 out of 5. And that's it for this beer review. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for the lovely comments. Most of the comments that I read, I actually get emails and that, or they're on the app. But there's loads I miss, so I do apologise. I'm not being ignorant for the sake of being ignorant. And you know, some lovely comments from people to say, you know, caught your channel today, and you're like a breath of fresh air. And the positive comments, you know, they're just brilliant. Don't really get many negative comments anyway. But you know, you know when you're in I mean, there's a lot of us that are suffering shit at the moment in this world. Either, you know, you lost your job, your wife's lost your job, you know, you've had the kids too much and, you know, they're playing you up, trying to homeschool. You know, it's been the most brutal of years. There's so much worry out there, so much mental health issues, you know, and people not sleeping because of even my wife's struggling to sleep at night simply because she doesn't suffer anxiety like I do. I mean, even now, whilst I'm talking to you and I've got no need for it, my legs are tingling for anxiety. And yeah, I've had a fantastic day. I've had a good, you know, since I left work, I've had a fantastic weekend so far. And you know, it's just something you can't shake. I would think if I won the lottery enough to retire from work straight away and close one chapter out of the way, I would think life would be all of a sudden bucket full of roses. But then you still have anxieties because you'd be worrying what you're going to spend money on if you won enough. But that would be a nice way. So people who say to you, oh, money's not everything. Yeah, but it bloody helps. Try having no money. And, you know, when you look around the world at what's happening in the world is, you know, it's awful. And not I've come off reading a lot of the news these days. It's at the start of the virus, I was reading everything and it was getting you down, you know. And, you know, trying to look on the bright side of life is definitely a thing, you know. I hope these beer reviews, interesting or maybe not interesting, you know, do that for some people at least. And it's a window into someone's life, I suppose, in some ways. And the personality you see each and every day is my actual personality. I don't change my personality just because I'm doing a beer review. You know, the nice person that I am is that person. And am I having a tough time at the moment? Yeah, quite tough. Very tough. Probably the toughest year of my life, without a shadow of a doubt. And I've been through some really, really tough stuff. And will I get past it? Oh, hell yes. I intend to get past it. I tend to come out with flying colours out the other side at some stage. Whether I'm in the job I'm in now or whether I move on. I mean, I looked at a job today and it was a brewery job and I thought, oh my God, that's the ticket. It's at Ashby de la Zeus, which is on the way to Leicester, I think. But it's part-time, so it's no good. But I thought, that's the sort of job, just being a team member. And then I read it further and it was a barman. I thought, fuck that. I'm not serving drinks to pissheads. I'm one myself. I don't want to serve myself a drink when I've had a drink. But, yeah, that's the sort of job I'm after in the long run. I think, anyway. You never know, do you? You win the lottery, I'd just go theme parks every day. Yeah. And risking death, going on roller coasters. Oh, that's a life. Hey, it's a cracking life. Anyway, that's it for this beer review. Took up too much of your time. If anybody watches this to the end, you've done well. Most people watch about 5 minutes and think, oh my God, he's talking shit, get rid. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for watching, thank you for subscribing. And as always, stay safe, you know. The unknown factor of bringing this flipping virus into your house and it affecting you or your family is so scary. And, you know, it's not going to be a lot. It's not going to go for a while, I don't think, you know. Unless they get some sort of vaccine. And there is vaccines around the world at the moment, all being tested. So whether they've already done it and they're waiting for it to... Because obviously they've got to go through the processes. But sometimes it's the processes, you know, to get the process out the bloody way and get it sorted. You know, it does make you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, if I got it and I'm on my deathbed, I'd do anything. And I do wonder if in Iran, if they were like me at the start of it, thinking if I brewed ultra strong alcohol, you know, 60% above, and we know that alcohol can kill coronavirus, and it makes you wonder because a load of Iranians died from alcohol poisoning. And it does make you wonder if they tried what I thought, you know. But then again, I did have a load of 60% alcohol ready in a bottle. For that moment, if I had to inhale it, you know, somehow, boil it, inhale it, just to kill off coronavirus, I was going to do it. Was I daft? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, you all think daft things at times, don't we? Right, again, see you later. Cheers.